Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hu Jing, host for October TSCC Radio. Time really flies. Today comes our last session of October series on family planning. Let me introduce again our invited guest, Miss Hazel.
Hi.
She is our sister from Taisan Christian Church and also a full-time working at home mother of 3 young boys. So in the month of October, Hazel has actually shared her tips on how to do the pre-pregnancy preparation, as well as some what to do during the early phase and the late phase of pregnancy. And she also shared some of her personal experience. So we can really see like God's grace and guidance on her and also her family. So this month is our last session for October. The topic is, after full term of pregnancy, finally the baby has arrived. But what to do? I often hear mother, sometimes they share, they wish baby could come out earlier, especially at towards the end of phase of pregnancy, the discomfort is, getting worse and worse. Then they can't wait for baby to come out.
Yes.
But the thing is, once the baby is coming out, they don't know what to do. Especially baby keep crying and then they really feel lost.
Yes.
So any tips for the new mothers?
Yes. In fact, when I was having my first one, I experienced what most first-time parents experience. The colicky baby, the baby that cries non-stop. But I'm the kind of person that doesn't stop at like the traditional answer of baby 是这样的. I cannot take that as an answer. I'm someone who I need to find out why. So I actually did find out why. And there's actually this term called the fourth trimester.
Fourth trimester. I heard first trimester, second trimester, third trimester.
Yes.
What is fourth trimester?
So the fourth trimester is something that is not very commonly shared, which I think most parents should know about the fourth trimester. So it is when the baby is born. So the fourth trimester is the first 3 months after the baby is born.
Right.
So they call it the fourth trimester because you can see that this 3 months, is very trying for both the mother and the baby. The mother have to go through postpartum, all the everything,
changes,
all the changes, adapting to the new baby, and the baby also have to learn to adapt to the new world. And there are studies that says that the baby are actually not ready to be born at the 3rd trimester because their brain is still not developed yet. So during the 4th trimester, that's when the baby starts to really grow. So you can actually see, I always tell my friends, hang in there, 3 months really. At the end of the 3 months, you will see your infant is no longer an infant but a baby. It's a developmental change and it's very obvious. And the baby doesn't cry so much, doesn't sleep so much, can smile, can interact with you. So the 4th trimester is not easy. I always tell parents, so you need to brace yourself. So I always tell them during their 3rd trimester, I will share with them, you need to get ready, okay? It's not as easy as you think it is because there's the feeding schedules and there's the healing for the mother. So I actually have this great book that I want to just share. It's called The Happiest Baby on the Block.
Happiest babies on the block.
I read this when I had my first, and a lot of things inside applies. And it's so good that I actually share with a lot of parents because what they actually shared is they share with you the whole idea of the 4th trimester and how you can actually help your baby go through the 4th trimester by using this thing called the 5S.
5S? What are the 5S?
So this 5S, so what I'm doing now is I'm doing a quick summary, If you want more detail, you should just get the book, So the 5S is, the first one is swaddle. We heard so many times that swaddling is important, but some parents just probably just know that it's important but don't know why. So inside the book they actually do explain, because when you swaddle your baby, it actually mimics the womb and it allows the baby to sleep longer. So this 5S, basically helps the baby to transit from the womb to the real world. So then there's also the side stomach position where you carry baby at the side stomach. When we do the scan, right, you always see the baby at the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the womb, right, the baby actually likes to sleep at the side.
Right.
Yeah, so when the baby is crying, is colicky, just put your baby at the side and just carry it. You realize that the baby suddenly feels more comfortable because, that's where he or she is comfortable inside. Natural, it's like a fetal position. Yeah. So then you have the shushing.
Shushing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes old people like to shh, shh, shh. It actually helps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually the sound that the baby is used to when inside the womb.
Ah.
Yes, and there's a technique to shushing.
So it's like mimic the water,
the sound that the baby is hearing. So it's very calming to the baby.
Oh,
and there's technique which I don't have time to share now.
Okay, I know we're going to conduct another workshop to talk about details.
Yeah, I'll just go through the quick one. And then swinging and then also suckling.
Swinging and suckling.
Yeah, so when baby is crying, you realize that if the mother put the baby to the breast, right, the baby start to suckle and then calms down. Yeah. So these are just the 5 S that they shared, and I think it's very useful, which a lot of new parents are not aware. So when baby cry, they're like, just carry baby, feed the baby. If not, then how?
Yeah,
that kind of
exactly.
Thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. You shared the 5 S. It's kind of like, really make a lot of sense because when baby is inside mother's womb, it's a very enclosed area, It's like, it feels safe. But once come out, it's like, totally new, exposed to the outside environment.
Yes.
I think that, what you introduced about the 5S technique definitely can help them to adapt.
Yes, so you can find out more from the book.
Yeah, remember. The book. Okay, my next question is also after talk about baby, what about the mother? Because she also need to be adapt to the new changes and what are the things they can do to mentally help them to prepare?
Yeah, so last week I shared about mother going through postnatal blues, postnatal depression. These are all part of the postpartum packages.
Right, yeah.
So you have the healing going on because you just gave birth to the baby, you have body changes. There's so many things to a mother that you have to go through.
Yeah.
And I always feel so much for the first time mother because you're so new to this whole changes.
Right.
And then there's this baby that constantly wants your attention.
Yeah.
And your milk, a part of you, that kind of thing. So there's this thing called the mental load of a mother. It's very real. All mothers have this mental load. You and me, I think right now we also have our own mental load.
Yes.
So for a first-time mother, their mental loads is definitely very...
Yeah,
it can be very overwhelming. There's so many things that they are anxious about. Am I feeding the baby correctly? Is the baby sleeping correctly? Because you have this thing about the sudden infant death and things like, you know how many times I check on my baby a day, like, is he okay?
And also this like, baby don't know how to talk, only can cry. You don't know what baby wants.
So as a first-time mother, when you're going through your postpartum, there is this mental stress, mental load, and I just want to tell you that it's normal. Okay, you will go through that. Okay, and what you need, okay, is if you really need to offload it, okay, you can either find someone you can talk to, or do what we call me time.
Me time.
Yeah, find something that you just have a time for yourself without the baby, and I think it's okay. Pass the baby to someone else, go soak in a hot tub or something, or
massage.
Go for a massage. We have this postpartum, the Jamu massage.
Oh yeah, I heard of it.
I always look forward to it because it's like my me time, and then I'm so relaxed. Yeah. So I mean, these are things that a new mother can do during your postpartum, other than giving all your attention to that little baby. Yeah. And I just want to share. Okay, if you have ever met a new mother, a lot of times, right, people will ask, "Hey, how's your baby? Is your baby feeding well, sleeping well or not?" But nobody asks mother, how are you?
Yeah. Usually baby is, at the stage of the center of the stage, right? Everybody, all the
So I just want to share with people, sometimes if you can, ask about the baby and the mother. How are you? Are you healing well? Do you need any help? That kind of thing. Can I get you some food?
Yeah, that's very helpful. I'm sure the mother will appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Then what about communication with the husband? Like sometimes, how can the husband can help?
Yes, okay. So when we talk about mental load, there are times where the mother just want to take everything themselves, all the responsibility, feeding the baby and everything. I think it's natural because this is the mother's instinct.
Yep.
You just want to feed the baby yourself, wash the baby yourself, and then after that you tell people, my husband don't know how to do anything on.
Because never given them chance to do.
I have to tell them what to do. I mean, I've been there, okay? And I just want to share that men and women are very different when it comes to handling a newborn. When it comes to the emotional aspect and things like that. For men, okay, my husband is the one that shared with me. He's the one that telling me, you know that we are different, okay? You got to tell me what to do and you have to be specific. Which, when he told me, it's a sudden realization that, I cannot just assume.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of time we assume that they know.
You should know. You can read my mind, but it's not always the case.
Correct. And this is where the spouse have to communicate. Because if you don't communicate and you assume, that's where you get a lot of emotional baggage and things like that. Yeah. The mother will just keep thinking, everything is on me. I'm so tired already. I've still to feed and change the baby.
Yeah.
So as a mother, before the baby is out, I highly suggest for partners to just talk it out, okay? Because when the baby is out, you'll be so mentally drained, you won't have time to think and things like that.
Right.
Probably even communicate.
Yeah, and sometimes when things doesn't work out, you just throw out all the emotions.
Yes. And then the husband have to just bear it all. So, okay. To be fair to husband, okay, wife should communicate your expectations. Things like, okay, very clearly, I need you to help me feed the baby at night while I pump the milk, or while I take my rest, or when the baby cry, I need you to check if the baby needs to change the diaper. It's specific as that.
Yeah, give very specific, clear instructions.
Very clear, and then the husband know what to do.
Yeah.
So, then everyone have their roles and responsibility.
That's a great tips. And also, both husband and wife can share some of the responsibilities. Yes. I'm sure the bonding will be better.
Yes.
Yeah. And just talk about, last week you shared about postnatal blues. Can I just ask you about your own experience, how you cope your own, when you go through your postnatal blues?
Yes, I do remember I had postnatal blues for my first one, and I didn't know that I was having postnatal blues. I was just crying and feeling sad about everything, about why I don't have enough milk, why is my baby crying often, and the confinement nanny is nagging, doesn't help at all. So everything just adds up, and then I was just really in this whole my own zone. So at that point, I'm thankful, okay, that I have my faith with me, and I just prayed and I just talked to God, and I tell God, you gave me this child, you got to help me, because right now I don't know what to do. Like, is the baby having enough food? I have so much question, that kind of thing. So that's me. I talk to God, and then I just tell him, take my burden.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of crying, really. And I just want to tell you that it's normal. Yeah. If you can find someone that you trust, that you can talk to that someone. Yeah. And I think for husband, it's important for you to take note of postnatal blues. So I share with husbands sometimes that postnatal blues signs, you got to look out, okay? And when you know that your wife is going through, right, okay, you get your family members to support the wife. How so? By telling them what not to do or what to do. Sometimes you get a mother-in-law or mothers who stay with them, and then sometimes they're just a little bit insensitive. They will want to share with you what they're
trying to
do.
help, but
But then it's not so helpful, because as a first-time mother, I may have my own expectations on how I want to take care of this baby.
True.
Yeah. So as a husband, you need to step up. Because I know that there are some husbands who just, I don't know what to do, and I don't do anything. And it's not helpful to the mother. Yeah. So this is how you can show your support to your wife, by telling those people around to just step away, give them space. And that is what my husband did, and I'm so thankful, because he literally tell the nanny to back off. 你给律师一点时间，你看他在房间你就出去。That kind of thing. And at that point of time, I didn't think much, but afterwards I felt that, it really actually helped me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, by giving me the space that I need.
Wow, that's really great.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember you shared with me before about some apps to track babies' mental development or something.
Yeah. There's a few
what
apps.
Is that? Yeah.
There's a few apps that I feel that parents must download. There's this book called what's that again?
The Wonder Weeks. Yeah.
Yes, this is so good. I always share with first-time parents that you need to download this app.
Right.
If you don't want to read the book, just download the app. Okay, it's a paid app, but it's so worth it. Because I feel that as a first-time parent, there are a lot of things that you don't know. You don't know what the baby is going through, why the baby is crying, and this app just, is an insight for parents. Okay. It just tells you what is happening to your baby, and I think it's very helpful because then you know what your little human is going through, how you can help your little human.
Wow. So how does our app look like?
So what this author is talking about is that he's trying to tell us that babies go through this developmental phase, this mental leap.
Mentally,
we heard of growth spurts.
Right.
Okay, but mental leaps and growth spurts are very different. So mental leaps is where the brain goes through different changes every month. So a lot of times when you see the baby, if you see the baby every day, you actually won't notice it. But then you hear people say, "Hey, 你 baby 像长大了." Like, baby is different,
Yeah.
You know why? That's because the baby goes through mental leaps.
Right.
And at every different month, they actually learn different things.
Right. So this app actually can help you to track your baby's development and also can help parents to understand.
Yes, and I think that is so good. If you go to the next picture, they have this called leap chart.
Leap chart, okay.
So this is catered to your baby. So you just put in your EDD and things like that, and then they'll chart it out at which part, your baby is going through which mental phase.
Oh.
So then there will be this phase, right? This few weeks or these few days where your baby just cry so much. It's more clingy and things like that. And they actually explain why, because your baby is learning a new skill. Yeah, so after that phase, right, you realize that, my baby can smile at me.
Yeah.
Like, how come my baby can look at me now? That kind of thing. It's because your baby just went through a mental leap.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's so good.
We don't even know that. So this book actually can help explain.
Yeah. And they actually tells you what to expect during each of the milestones. Like, now your baby is able to sit upright, that kind of thing. So what are the activities that you can actually do with your baby? So I think this is a great app for first-time parents.
Exactly, yeah, great.
Go download it.
Good, that's great. So after 3 months or 4 months after baby start, can eat a little bit, maybe semi-solid food, and then
that's the most exciting part.
Yeah. So how do
I get parents who tell me at 4 months, "Hazel, can I feed the baby already?" And then I was like, "Hold your horses." Because I have 3 boys, so I've been through three children. And for me, when I had my first, as everyone, you get really excited when your baby starts to eat.
Yeah.
Because it's a big developmental
change. It's a different phase, right?
Yeah, like my baby is drinking milk and now my baby is eating. And to me, I always feel that eating is something that you need to do right. Because it's something that the child is going to do for the rest of his or her life.
That's right.
So you as a parent, do it right for your child, when they are baby, so that you set it right for them for the future. So for me, what I did was I did my research and I thought that I want to do baby-led weaning.
Baby-led weaning?
Yeah, when I had Jonas, you don't really hear about people doing this. A lot of time people just
feed, right?
Or your mother will just tell you give porridge, give puree, that kind of thing. And then to me, I was like, let's see if there's other options.
Right.
Because I'm quite lazy. You gotta puree a lot of work. Yeah, so then I chanced upon this thing called baby-led weaning. And I was reading about it and I was telling Michelle, hey, this is so cool, I think we should try this. And I'm very thankful that he is very supportive and he's on the board. He's like, okay, come, let's do this.
So what did you give to the baby?
So for baby-led weaning is literally like what it says. let your baby let the winning phase. So I don't force my baby with the spoon, with the puree, but instead I allow my baby to explore the food.
So you just put maybe, for example, a spaghetti on a plate, and let him.
Yes, there's a lot to baby led weaning.
I can't believe it's going to cause a huge mess.
Yes,
right?
it is. So I always tell parents that baby led weaning is so messy. But you know how humans learn?
Yeah.
When you learn something, there is always mess.
Yes.
And that is how we actually master something. And if you want your baby to eat well, okay, let them have the mess. You have to embrace it. This is part and parcel of parenthood.
Right. Also, they are exploring the food and they also learn.
Yeah. So for me, I see the benefits of baby-led weaning after having 3 children.
Right.
My boys, they eat greens. They are okay with most of the greens. No, I cannot say that they are not picky. I still get picky eaters, but I get healthy eaters. So that means they are willing to try their food. So we have this thing in our house that I tell my boys that if I offer you something new, okay, and you feel that you don't like it, okay, what you want to do is you just want to give it a little bit of try first.
Yes.
Before you decide whether you like it or not. Yeah, so for Jonas, the eldest one, he understands the concept. So when he has something new, he will just try a little bit before he tell me, I don't want.
Yeah, okay. Maybe after he try, you like it, right?
That's what we always tell them. So I do have picky eaters at home, okay, but I'm very blessed because of baby-led weaning. My children are they are good eaters. We actually sit down and we finish our meals because I hear a lot of parents telling me, wow, my children take 1 to 2 hours to finish a meal.
Yeah, running around. Sometimes the parents was running after to feed them, right?
Yes, correct. So start well.
Yes. So they will benefit.
Yes.
A lot of benefits
for not just the child, but also for the whole family.
Yes.
Because I feel that eating is a culture.
Right.
It's a whole family thing. So a lot more to that.
Yeah.
Don't have time.
Another workshop. Wow, I can see. Because really, thanks Hazel for to share all the tips and also experience throughout the pregnancy phases, all the family planning. So really, I believe young couples who are preparing for baby will have benefit a lot from your sharings. Yeah, and in the past, in the 4 weeks, you have covered a lot of topics. And I feel that you just barely touched the tip of the iceberg. So there's a lot of details, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
I really hope that we can conduct more workshops. That
yes,
you can
let me know if you're interested.
That'd be great. You can share more details rather than just at the touch the face. Yeah, that's right. Okay, our November. This conclude our end of our October series. You have anything to share?
So I have just one last thing for mothers. Motherhood is really not easy because you go through so many different phases. Like for me, for you, we are going both through different phases now. Yeah. Yes. So, when you have an infant, when you have a baby, when you have a toddler, when you have adolescents, it's so different.
Yes.
So I just want you to know that it's an experience.
No.
It is not a destination that we're going for. And if you need to take a mommy break, go for it.
Yeah. You have to take care of yourself before take care of others.
Yes, you got to feel, your own love first before you can share.
That's very true.
Yes.
Thank you, Hazel, so
welcome.
much for your sharing. I think it's really great help. Our November theme of TSCC Radio Station is about voices of today's national servicemen. We will invite 2 fresh enlistmen, Zihang and Le Yang, to share the journey of the national services. If any of your children or friends are going through or going to start national service, don't miss our November sessions. Okay, shall we end? Okay, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
See
you next time.
See you next time. Bye.